Your divine masculine is a protector. Spirit channeled to me the movie Popeyes last night. Now, I know I'm kind of giving away my age with this one, but that's okay. Now, I channeled the movie Popeyes and I went and watched it. It's the one with Robin Williams. It was actually pretty interesting. The last time that I saw Popeyes, I wasn't even tall enough to get on the rides at the carnival. Divine feminine, your divine masculine is a protector. He's going to protect you. He's not going to play about you. Last night, I channeled the movie Popeyes. And oh my God, it blew me away. Number one, because of the characters, I didn't realize that olive oil was olive oil. It was giving Queen from Queen and Slim. Like, for some reason, I thought that she was like this sweet, just very soft spoken character. And when I watched the movie, she was the complete opposite. She was very assertive. She was very outspoken. She did nag a bit, I'll be honest. Which is why I said it's giving Queen and Slim. It's almost like the exact same characters. But one thing that I really liked about olive oil that reminded me a lot of myself, because I grew up in like this small hometown in Fort Myers, Florida, and it was like a little hick town where everybody knew everybody. And that's the kind of town that olive oil grew up in. That's pretty much where the show took place. It was like, it was giving Waterworld, if I'm being honest. Everybody just very poor and the house is practically falling apart. But olive oil stood out. She stood out. Sis was giving class, very cutesy, very demure. Even though she was in the middle of this hick town. So she was very popular. She was very highly desired. She was the belle of the ball. But olive oil, she didn't care. It's almost like she was unfazed that she stood out like a sore thumb. Because like I said, everybody else, they were dressed in rags. And she was just full of class. Even when it came to her family, she stood out. She didn't seem like she fit in with that family. That's what it was given. Like, she didn't fit in. You got to watch the movie to know what I'm talking about. Those that know. You feel me? It reminded me a lot of myself because I always had my own unique style. I always had my own unique personality. Some people felt like I was too much. But you can never be too much when you're being yourself. Popeyes, on the other hand, he was very humble. He was very meek. He was very respectful. And one thing that he didn't like was when people bullied other people. He was the type of man that would stand up for other people when he saw them getting picked on, when he saw them getting mistreated. And the same goes for your divine masculine. Spirit said that he's an earth angel. So he cares about everybody, sometimes to his own disadvantage. But Spirit said that your divine masculine, he's going to protect you. Because all throughout this movie, Popeyes had to protect olive oil. Now let me get into it because it gets really juicy. So olive oil was promised to this guy in the village who she didn't like. But her parents gave her hand in marriage because they were poor. So they wanted her to marry him because he was the wealthiest guy in the town. Sound familiar? This story replays in like every fairy tale. The one that's coming to mind is Beauty and the Beast. But anyway, olive oil was arranged to be married to this guy. And he was the meanest guy in the whole town. But olive oil, on the day that they were supposed to get engaged, she actually snuck off. And when she snuck off, she ran into Popeyes. And her and Popeyes, they sat down, they were chilling, they were talking and getting to know each other. So let me backtrack for a little bit because this is a very important part. So Popeyes, he rode up in town on this boat because he was a sailor man. And so he was looking for a place to stay. And nobody else would allow him to stay at their inn because they didn't like strangers. The only house that was available that had a room for him to stay in was Olive Oil's parents' house. It was a bed and breakfast. So Popeyes ended up staying at this bed and breakfast, and that's how him and Olive Oil met. It's giving destiny, it's giving fate. So, anyway, back to the story. So, like I said, Olive Oil runs off during her engagement party and she runs into Popeyes because he wasn't invited to the party. So, he's in his feelings, he's pacing around, and then boom, he bumps right into Olive Oil. Well, he sees her struggling with her bags. This is making me think of an old post that I did. Let him carry your bags. But he offered to carry her bags, and she was acting like a Miss Independent woman. No, I got it. Meanwhile, she was falling all over the place, tripping all over herself. Okay? So he insisted. He picked up the bags, and he was like, I'm going to help you get to where you're going. So they're wandering around town. She starts talking to him, making very snide remarks. It was giving, you're beneath me, Queen and Slim. So anyway, they go on Copper Squat. They're talking. And all of a sudden, this lady, she swaps out the basket that Olive Oil was carrying her clothes in with a baby. So now they look in the basket and there's a baby and there's a note. So this anonymous woman left her baby with them to take care of the baby. So now Olive Oil and Popeyes bond over this baby. They become the new parents, even though at this point they're still not really getting along too well. So Olive Oil decides that she's not leaving. They head back to the house, and this crazy guy, he done freaking ruined the house. Now, mind you, everybody in town is afraid of him. He's a narcissist. He's just like very aggressive. It's giving abusive. He gets upset that Olive Oil doesn't want to marry him, and he completely trashes her parents' house. So by the time she gets back to the house is trashed. But she doesn't care because her and Popeye, they have a new bundle of joy. And literally their relationship throughout the movie actually grows based on this baby. Now I'm just hearing in my mind, your spirit baby is bringing you and your divine masculine together. So even though you can't see your baby is around both of you at all times, making sure that nobody interferes. You have a powerful baby, understand. These babies is full-grown souls is what I'm hearing. They're ancient souls. So once again, just because you have a baby because they're small does not mean they're not powerful. Because your spirit baby packs a punch. But like I said, throughout the movie, they get closer and closer. And Olive Oil falls in love with his nature because she starts seeing who he truly is. I think at first she kind of judged him. She thought that he was rough around the edges because he didn't come from money. He strolled in with his little bag and not a lot of money. So she judged him. But eventually she fell in love with him. And one of the things that she loved the most was how strong that he was. Now let's get into it. Spirit said that whether you know it or not, divine feminine, your soul knows your divine masculine very well. Your soul sees all of the spiritual battles that he's been fighting. And I know you might get frustrated because you're in separation with him. But understand, he has been fighting his own demons. He has been fighting against energies and entities trying to interfere. He has been fighting for you. And understand that many men would have already given up. Many men would have already fell for the temptation that was being sent to them and thrown in their face. Your divine masculine has been standing firm. He's been standing on business for you, even though he's not around. So your soul, your divine feminine essence is so turned on by that. She loves that because she knows the truth. She knows that he is fighting through a mob to get to you. So your spirit loves his strength, his power. It turns her on to know that she has a protector, not only in the physical, but in the spirit. And the divine feminine that I'm speaking to, that is what you need. Spirit said, you can't have a weak man, not with the big purpose that God has for your life. You need a protector. You need a warrior. So once again, understand that your divine masculine, he is on his way, is what I'm hearing. But right now, he is defending his position. Now this is making me think of the guy that she was supposed to marry. So later on in the movie, he ends up kidnapping the baby. He ends up kidnapping Olive Oil because he hated Popeye so much. And he felt so jaded because she declined his proposal and fell in love with Popeyes. So he was a scorned man. And he actually kidnapped both the baby and Olive Oil and tried to escape to this island, which is when Popeyes had to go after her. So your divine masculine, he's been fighting against these false flames, these karmic energies, karmic women and karmic men who are trying to draw a wedge in your relationship. Spirit said, girl, you better put some respect on your divine masculine's name. And he's been putting these demons in their place. So don't worry about the time. Because understand, both of you are already together in the 5D. This is why you receive telepathic messages from him. This is why you run into all of these signs and synchronicities. Because your higher selves are already together. They're already united in spirit. It just has to take time to manifest in the 3D. But I'm hearing that Spirit is orchestrating everything. They're orchestrating the meeting, just like they orchestrated for Popeyes and Olive Oil to meet through the bed and breakfast. It was completely random. They never knew that their life would change after that day, but it did. So that's giving, you don't know how it's going to come in, but know that it's going to come in. Because this is destiny. It's fate. Nothing can keep you two apart. But Spirit just wanted me to bring this message that your divine masculine is a protector. Your baby is a protector. And now I'm remembering the baby was psychic. The baby was psychic. So that's another message. Your spirit child, the same one that's been helping y'all protect this union, is going to be psychic. It's going to be a star seed. It's going to be a rainbow child, I'm hearing. Indigo child. Powerful. Both in the spirit and in the physical. This is a family with purpose that's creating a legacy. I'm hearing a family that your ancestors will proudly live through. Vicariously. So allow Spirit to orchestrate this thing for you. Rest. Relax and know that he has your back and your front. I just received another channel from Spirit in regards to the baby in the movie. That represents your inner child. So Olive Oil and Popeyes were actually brought closer together through the baby. So you both connecting with your inner child, that energy of play, of innocence, of curiosity and wonder, is what's going to actually draw you two together. Is what's going to build up the passion. You not judging one another. You accepting one another unconditionally. Becoming curious about one another. You are his queen and he is your king. This is an adventure. God is saying, see this union as an adventure. See this entire journey as an adventure. Enjoy the magic. The telepathy is completely magical. Many of us have gotten so used to it that you forgot that. Not everybody can telepathically connect with their partner because it's not a divine union. This is a powerful union. This is a purposeful union. So Spirit is saying for you to both tap into your inner child, which is going to help you feel more comfortable and more safe with one another. Because Spirit wants me to highlight that Popeye has accepted olive oil unconditionally. Now, me being from the outside looking in, I was like, oh my gosh, she is a piece of work. But that didn't faze him. Now I'm channeling Megan Thee Stallion. You need somebody to handle you. He's going to be able to handle you. I said this in another message. He is unbothered by you. If you think that you're too much, Spirit is saying sometimes he can be too much because you're both assertive. You both like to speak your mind. So don't be afraid to speak your mind. He's going to actually hold space for you to be authentic, for you to speak your mind. He actually wants you to take off the mask. He does. He wants to see the real you. Now I'm thinking about Beauty and the Beast. To you, you think that you have this beastly side. When really and truly, he still sees you as his Belle. It's funny because I just literally wrote a song that talks about being the belle of the ball. But you're his Belle, no matter how beastly you think that you are. Both of you will love each other unconditionally. In fact, I'm hearing he kind of likes that side. He likes that you bought it, because he's bought it. In the same way that you need a strong man, divine feminine, he needs a strong woman. He needs an empress by his side because he too has a big mission. I'm hearing he doesn't need any dead weight. He's not looking for a damsel in distress. He's looking for a woman that knows herself, who can hold her own, but is also open to receiving his help. And I'm not sure if y'all saw how that sun just came out. It's giving happy times. It's giving good times. So get ready for the good times. Get ready for the sun to come out. It's both of your time to shine. So go out there and shine.